Good morning, everyone. Steve Georgie here from Allendale's Trading Floor. It is May 13th. We've got corn trying to find a little bit of a bounce, maybe a little short covering right now, up 2 3/4 cents. Beans, old crop up 7, new crop up 3. Spreaders back in the game. We'll get into that here in a minute. And then wheat right now about unchanged, so back and forth unchanged. Planting progress for corn, a little better than expected, 59%. And last week we were at 29%. 5-year average is at 58%, so we did catch up. Iowa almost at a record pace for last week. Looking at beans, though, 20%, pretty good. 5-year average is at 21. Last week we were at 5, so we've seen some pretty good progress. And then spring wheat numbers. Spring wheat at 34%. 5-year average sits at 53, so we are delayed there. We know the north certainly getting a lot of rain, struggling to get the crop in the ground, not only for wheat but also corn and as far as beans yet too. So still a lot of rain headed through the north. More rains again overnight. Pretty decent totals as well, so it's going to take some time to dry out. Some of these guys starting to really try to make some adjustments, make some decisions whether or not they're going to continue with corn or maybe they're going to switch to beans. You know, they've got some decisions to be made there because of the amount of rain they have been getting. Looking at beans, as I mentioned, spreaders coming in here. Old crop, new crop spread. Old crop still staying very strong. Basis levels are still pretty good. But waiting to see what kind of numbers out of NOPA, from NOPA, I should say, on Thursday, as far as crush numbers, expecting that to be a little supportive. Looking at winter wheat conditions, 30%, good to excellent. We did drop 1% again. 5-year average sits at 47%. That was kind of expected this week. Now we are getting some rains through some of those areas, but the areas that really need it in those southern plains, we could see light rains, but conditions maybe can improve if we continue to see some rains there. But overall, we're sitting at 30%, good to excellent, and we know there's going to be some damage out there. Looking at livestock, cattle down 2. Box beef coming in a little higher, 56 higher for choice, 43 cents higher for select. No cash trade yet this week, expecting maybe 1 to 2 lower, but we have seen box beef, have they turned a corner? They were down just about every day last week, and we've seen some very strong markets, especially in the feeders. The trends are very strong here at this point, so we'll see what happens this week. They are expecting some lower trade. As far as hogs, we're down 60 cents. I'm a little bit, I guess, apprehensive that we could stay down this low, only because we've been following this cutout number very closely. Cutouts were up 209 overnight, so puts that at 113.82. Are we finding a bottom in here? Of course, the trade's looking for some kind of a low here for wholesale pork prices, and maybe try to climb out of the cellar a little bit. But a lot of times when we see cutout values jump like they have, they end up giving it back the next day. So can we see consecutive days of decent wholesale pork prices, and can we find a bottom in here? That's what the trade's going to be looking for as we move into summer. We're looking for tighter slaughter numbers, also these PED numbers hitting as well, and we could see some strength from those. Looking at outside markets, stock market right now up 12 points. Unchanged for gold, unchanged in silver, but some strength for the dollar. The dollar is up 16 right now, and has been very strong over the last several days, and pushing a little bit of an uptrend here at this point. But 16 points higher for now. Give us a call if you guys have any questions. We're here to help you out. You can reach us at 800-262-7538, or check us out right on the web at allendale-inc.com. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow morning. Take care.